And your name is?
I'm Kim Robertson. I'm the Talking Books librarian in Alexandria, Virginia. But I'm talking about the National Library Services Talking Books program. It's a national service, so they have it in North Carolina. They're very nice there. You should talk to them.
Okay.
It's a nationwide program. So if you know other people who have problems with print, you can't see it, you can't hold a book, you can't turn the pages, or if you look at print, it just doesn't process right. You can get signed up for this program, which basically sends you books in audio by mail for free.
But they're not just cassettes.
No, they're actually digital books that should look a lot like a little thumb drive inside a plastic hollow case, because that's what it is.
Yes.
You get the long-term loan of a digital player that only plays these books. There's only really one way to shove it in. And honestly, you don't have to use any buttons to make this work. If the player is on and you put a book in, actually, let me turn the player on. There we go.
Player on. Press any button to learn about its function.
Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I picked a good one.
DB 89846.
Anyway, so it's going to tell you what it is when you put it in.
Blackstone Audio, originally produced.
Just pull it out.
You can pull it out. I mean, you can use the play stop button if you want.
Or just pull
if
it
you
out.
want, if you've had a really important, exciting bit, you can push the bookshelf, the bookmark button, so you can tell it to go back to that bookmark later. So let's say it was tough stuff and you want to listen to that a second time. Yeah, let's mark that. We'll rewind a little bit from there. But yeah, you don't really need to use the buttons. The player will remember where you left off, and when you shove it back in, it'll pick up
How cool.
from
Now,
that
when you're
point.
done, you've done your book.
You've done your book, you put it back in the container, snap it shut. Your address will be on this side, right? When you get it in the mail, you flip it over and stick it in there. Now it's addressed to your library, and you bung it back in the mail. And they bring it back to me.
No, it doesn't. You don't have to have a library card at Alexandria Library. You just have to find the library that does
You just
this.
have to fill out an application form. They're all going to look relatively similar, but North Carolina will have their own version of the form. All of the forms are going to have this little certification business at the bottom, which basically says somebody knows that you are blind, visually impaired, physically disabled, or reading disabled.
Okay.
The other ones are just additional information that we use. If you have really bad hearing, they have a high volume player that they only send from the mothership in DC, because they make you sign a waiver
my family doesn't have
that
the hardest
says
hearing.
if you listen to this player, it will damage your hearing.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so you get a
Laura
signature
does.
here. We get information about what kinds of things you want, accessories that you might find helpful, what format you want to get
The digital
catalogs
cartridge,
in,
Yeah. Okay.
whether you want to pick everything for yourself or if you wouldn't mind a little help.
Interesting.
If you don't want things with cussing, sex, or violence in them, and the computer is going to pick them for you, this is where you would mark that.
Okay.
And then mine has a lot of sort of genre-like
fun
choices and a place for you to write down your favorite authors. When I talk to folks on the phone, I want to know what the last book you really loved was, so that I can start thinking about things that you might like.
So a lot of it-
But ideally, it should work like old school Netflix, where you have a nice long list of things that you think you want to read, and when you return something, we send something out to you. Okay. You fold it so that the address is on the outside, and again, free matter, no postage, and it goes to the library. They're going to sign you up, they're going to give you a call, they're going to tell you that they're sending the equipment, and they're going to ask you what you want to start with.
Very cool.
If you are computer savvy, you also, once you are signed up for the program, you can use BARD, which is the Braille and Audio Reading Download website, and download your own books onto a thumb drive that you can play in the side of the player. Or you just ask the library to download things for you, and you get them in a box like this. They can make books for you that they don't have on the shelf.
Oh, that's
Using
cool.
that website.
As long as the website has it.
And everything that we have in digital format, I don't know her password. There's a mobile app as well.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
headphones, no problem?
You can get them for free from us.
Or you could plug regular headphones
Yes,
in?
and we do have some adapters, so if you have headphones with a jack the size of my pinky,
Which I've seen
we
the
can
big
give
ones.
you an adapter that'll neck it down so that
Okay.
it'll fit in the little jack here with the green circle around it,
All right.
because it's a little one.
Okay. Little ones are more standard. I
You
think
hang
big
on to
ones
the
are-
box. If something happens with the player, you mail the player back to us. You let us know, so we send you one that works. You put it back in the box and mail it back to us, and we figure out how to get it fixed.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
very
this. I will
welcome.
pass this
It
on.
has public library collection type stuff.
And all of our
Pre-K
like
all
this,
the way
I'm
up
thinking
to
mom and
adults.
sister, but any patron in my library can use it as well.
Yes.
Very good.
Please refer people.
Oh,
Not enough
absolutely.
people know about this.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
it's too cool.
Free, and it means that if you love reading but you don't see as well, or you can't hold a book, you can still read.
This is cool.
Audio is not cheating.
No, it is not. Thank you for your time. Appreciate
You're
it.
very welcome.